Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to a young man by the name of Ishmael, brother Ishmael. I want to thank you for your inspiration. If it wasn't for you recently, we probably wouldn't have had the Victory Now tour with Jefferson. So shout out to you for that, and thank you for your encouragement. You said that having me still doing this channel, doing this show is much needed, and I didn't realize that it was valued in that way. So thank you, appreciate it. Said these shows are not as fluid as I'd want them to be, or as much as I want them to be, because other things are going on, but still doing it. So thank you, brother Ishmael South. Much love to you, and I'll see you next week. Okay, so on to this Tyson Fury. Good evening, Trap House Boxing. Uncle is good. Well, he's good. I mean, he's good in the sense that he's speaking. I don't know how good he is, so I have to find that out at some point. I haven't heard anything more yet. So as soon as I do get some information, I will let you know about Uncle. Remember, for those go back and track, if you Google the video, BWTM Sports is boxing turning into WWE. Remember, I did a video on that, and people laughed at me and thumbed it down. And usual candidates that don't have much to say for themselves, but um, always hating. But what have we got now? End of the month, Tyson Fury is going to be fighting in the WWE. Yeah, glad you remember Trap House Boxing. You see it? It's happening. No, Tyson ain't going to go and fight WWE. He's in it, and he's in the WWE. Now, remember I said this. Remember I said this. You find it ironic that Cain Velasquez is going to be fighting Brock Lesnar. Do you remember what I said about Tyson Fury? It was a time he was about to fight Steve Cunningham. And I was talking to Tyson really, really a lot then, really talking to him. And if you remember rightly, Tyson said to me he wanted to fight Cain Velasquez. And I remember Peter Fury telling him, listen, basically, well, Peter was basically saying at the time, you know, stay in your lane. You know, Cain Velasquez he's tasty at what he does. Tyson's a boxer, and Tyson ain't, Tyson can't be dealing with that sort of stuff. I mean, his boxing's boxing, but Cain Velasquez. I remember Tyson saying he'd fight Cain Velasquez, he'd do this to Cain Velasquez, he'd do that to Cain Velasquez. Well, guess what now? Cain Velasquez is fighting Brock Lesnar. Remember? He's fighting Brock Lesnar. And it's ironic that Tyson Fury is fighting on the same card. Now, what would it take for Cain Velasquez to beat Brock Lesnar, and then for Cain Velasquez and Tyson Fury to fight for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship of Wrestling? Hmm. I mean, I can't see into the future, but it sounds mighty set up that Tyson Fury and Cain Velasquez are on the same bill and nobody's picked it up. Yet Tyson wanted to fight Cain Velasquez for so long, and you're telling me that Cain Velasquez and Tyson Fury never ever came next to one another. They never ever spoke to one another. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That Velasquez never approached Tyson and said, hey, listen, yo, bro, you may be talking that smack about me. Well, I'm here now. None of that stuff happened. Come on, people, man. So this fight's going to happen at the end of the month in Saudi Arabia. What I find really, really baffling is this. Tyson Fury's got a cut. Remember, he just had a cut by fighting. Who did he fight the other day? Was it Wallin? Yeah, it was Wallin. He fought Otto Wallin, right? He was fighting Otto Wallin. He got a cut over his eye. Remember that cut? That deep cut. That cut ain't healed that quickly. And then you're gonna go and roll around on the floor with a professional wrestler. You're all them wrestlers that were holding Tyson Fury back and all that melee that was going on. All it took was somebody to rub the cut and open the cut up again. All it takes is some stupidness to happen for that Wilder fight not to happen. What are you doing? The man should be taking time to heal himself. He's in the WWE. Of course, the cut is not healed. And as much as it's promotion and it's great, and it would make Fury versus Wilder 2 a blockbuster of a fight because of now Fury's touching the WWE crowd, it's absolutely ridiculous. Because all it takes now is something stupid to go amiss in wrestling, and don't tell me that things don't go amiss in wrestling. Oh, but it's all fake, yeah. Tell that to Owen Hart, yeah. Okay. Tell that to my man Sid Justice. Do you know what I mean? Psycho Sid Justice, who was my favourite wrestler until he broke his leg or did what he did to his leg. I know for a fact that Fury don't want that rematch. He does not want that rematch. His wife does not want that rematch for him. Does not want that rematch. Does not want that rematch. Listen, he does not want a rematch. I don't even know that guy can fight. I don't know that guy can fight or not. I mean, he's big. I mean, do you know what? I looked, I looked at the guy's head. I don't announce his name. I don't even want to give the guy these sort of props, right? But you look at the guy's head. You look at Tyson Fury's head in the picture you got there. His head, his whole head, is massive. I mean, I get it. I understand it. But why is the fight in Saudi Arabia? Of course, the whole family don't want the rematch because they don't want to know what's going on. John Fury knows what's going on. By the way, I read anything to avoid Wilder. Fury doesn't want it. Ben doesn't want it. His family doesn't want it. It's because it ends in a devastating highlight knockout reel. Of course it does. And then you got to tell the Fury fans that. Good afternoon, Eve Papa. Fury does not want the fight. No, he doesn't want the fight. Everyone knows he doesn't want the fight, bar the Fury fans. 13. Let me get this right. 30. Fury threw 13 punches more than Wilder. I think somebody said to me that, like, that's how many punches more Fury threw in the fight. They were looking at the stats today. I have to go back and check it myself. But 13 more punches and got knocked down twice. That's hardly outboxing someone. But anyway, anybody who knows boxing knows that fight with Fury and Wilder is not a good fight. Just look at the fight with him and Wallin. And that's all you have to say. You just have to look at the fight with him and Wallin. And what happened with him and Wallin. Wallin cut him. And then he buzzed him in the last round. I mean, come on. You're not taking into consideration someone like Deontay Wilder hitting you on the chin. And Wilder's actually getting better. I mean, yeah, like I said, but I said this about Fury a long time ago. And this comeback trail, I said, I'm not taking this guy seriously. I'm not. I'm not taking him seriously at all. I'm sorry. You know, this version of Fury is more business orientated and is more about smash and grab. The first version of Fury was more about glory and becoming heavyweight champion of the world. That that's the two versions of Fury. All hinges on Ruiz versus AJ. Fury will fight AJ at Wembley, and Ruiz will unify with Wilder. Well, that's what I think will happen, probably, unless AJ's military mindset, and this time he doesn't take it out of the oven too soon. He takes it out at the right time, and yeah, and he proves to us all that Andrew Ruiz is not a very good fighter. And this time, the computer throws up the right result, and that Joshua wins the fight. Yeah, if that happens, then that's how things can go out the window. But even though so, listen, Usyk is another one talking a whole heap of smack at the moment. Why do you think Usyk's opposition is so poor? Why do you think his opposition is so poor? I'll tell you why his opposition is so damn poor. It's because he knows he's got a fight lined up against AJ. If AJ beats Ruiz, Usyk will fight Joshua. I've told you this already. I'll keep on telling you this. It went wrong. The plan went wrong when Ruiz became heavyweight champion of the world. The plan was Joshua was going to smash up Ruiz, and then he was going to fight Usyk back in the UK. That was the plan, but it went wrong. So now Usyk is fighting somebody that he's fighting Chaz Witherspoon. So he said he's been unbeaten in the last 8 years. Oh yeah, so what? Well, what has Chaz Witherspoon done recently? Listen, you just need to fight, take a fight at heavyweight. Come on, don't ask me a question like that, man. Don't ask me a silly question like that. Of course, listen, Usyk is far more. Usyk will run rings around AJ. Usyk will run rings around AJ. AJ's got a lamb punches, and if he's getting counter punched by someone like Andrew Ruiz, come on, man, come on. AJ's just big, but you can't compare the boxing ability of Usyk to AJ. He's big and slow in comparison to Usyk. You think AJ is going to catch Usyk with anything decent? Really? Really? Wait, he's not Dominic Brazil. Usyk could be in and out before AJ can land anything. Not going to happen, man. Usyk will stop AJ. Yeah, I know Usyk fights tomorrow night, and Sorenko should be fighting should be fighting tonight or fighting at the moment. So I expect Usyk to just do a demolition job on Chaz Witherspoon, to be honest. And we move on. Usyk's serious business, man. Usyk is serious business. Do you know what I mean? He's got foot speed, hand speed, punching power, boxing IQ, good chin, great heart. Usyk's gonna run rings around him. He's gonna run rings around him, man. This. The man that Usyk has to be careful for is Deontay Wilder. I said it before. I'll say it again. I'll keep on saying it. The man that Usyk has to watch out for is Wilder, because Usyk can be doing all that boxing shit, all that shit he can do, and one right hand lady be looking up at lights, and Wilder's one guy that can do it, because he has speed of foot and hand, and he's light for a heavyweight. Do you understand? Usyk won't be that much bigger than Wilder in terms of size. He won't be much heavier than Wilder, so he's not going to be coming there with no lightning speed that Wilder can't deal with, and that's the thing. Don't yeah, trap house boxing. You got to understand. People don't know boxing. A lot of people they don't understand boxing. They just think big muscles, and that's why they get fooled into believing that just because you got big muscles you win fights. It doesn't work like that. It's not bodybuilding contest. It's not a big bodybuilding contest. Joshua is not a better fighter than Andy Ruiz. He never has been. He never will be a better fighter than Andy Ruiz. Do you understand? He hasn't got faster hands than Andy Ruiz. He doesn't have, and he does, and anyway, let me not get into that. That's another conversation. But anyway, Tyson Fury fights in the month at Saudi Arabia, and you know why they're fighting in Saudi Arabia? I talked to Booker, and he told me straight up, Usyk is a good fighter. Usyk is a damn good fighter. You got to remember, I know about Usyk. Obviously, I knew him from the amateur days, and obviously his relationship with Mr. Bashir. And Uncle Bashir was training Usyk up to become WBO cruiserweight champion of the world. So I understand Usyk, and check the interview out on the channel with Alexander Usyk. He's on the channel as well, so check that out. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just hope that nothing stupid happens to Tyson Fury going on this WWE thing. That whatever that guy's name, that big guy that he's fighting, he isn't a threat. The guy that's a threat is Cain Vasquez, because Cain Vasquez can cause um, can cause Fury some serious problems. Serious problems. Cain Vasquez can hurt Fury. I mean, he can seriously hurt Fury. That was a great interview with Usyk was. He just left camp with Usyk, and now he's with the champ. Okay. Yeah, I did hear about Booker. Yeah, Bashir was telling me. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, Fury. Just hope he doesn't get injured. But let me tell you something now. You all can joke about this guy's fighting, messing around with now, the WWE thing. I don't know. I assume he's okay. I don't know much more. I'll tell you more once I know more. But Cain Velasquez can hurt Fury. WWE have sold that to the Saudi money. Probably have, probably have. Would not be surprised. But I don't understand why Tyson Fury has to be fighting Saudi Arabia. Surely America couldn't have that fight. But like I said, Cain Vasquez will hurt Tyson Fury. He will hurt him because he can actually fight. He will hurt Fury. So Fury wants to ensure. I think Ali fought the wrestler at one point. Yeah, that's nice to know. It's as far as I'm concerned, going back to the WWE thing, Fury getting hurt um, is a real problem. Yep. What exactly? Everyone knows it. And you know how WWE people are coming out wrestling and getting hurt. Mate, are you really proving yourself to be ignorant? WWE is acting. Yeah, so what happened with uh what's his name? Owen Hart. Or what about Sid Justice? Is that acting as well, is it? Psycho Sid Justice. And the amount of injuries that have come in wrestling where acting goes wrong. Are you deluded or what? Or is it because you're a Fury fan? It, WWE wrestling is not nobody's immortal in WWE wrestling or WWF wrestling. There are so many injuries in this sport that supposedly it's got all acted to it. People get hurt. This is this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that people are just looking at it and thinking you won't get hurt. Could get hurt in this. What, mate? It's scripted. Okay, mate. Well, that's what everybody says that doesn't study this WWE wrestling. It's all scripted. But what happens when it goes off script, my friend? Tell that to Owen Hart's family. That was scripted. The man is now dead. Right? The amount of wrestling injuries there are, people going to hospital afterwards, and that's not scripted. That's people getting injured in the sport. Okay, so I'm not sitting here deluded thinking, oh, it's all scripted. It's going to be all okay. Listen, one false move. Tyson Fury's not a wrestler. One false move, one mistake, one mistake, one mistake, one missed opportunity, one stupid throw, one stupid landing, one miss, and there's a problem. You're talking about a guy who's not a trained wrestler versus a guy who is a trained wrestler. You talk about a guy who knows his cues as a guy who's going to have to learn his cues. One mistake, and the amount of times in WWE scripts have gone off script where people are meant to go down for the count of 10 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, and people have not gone, and then they've improvised, and through the improvisation people have got hurt. Anyone's foolish enough, if anyone's foolish enough to sit down and believe, see, that's what I'm saying. People talk without thinking, and they're symptomatic of the sport of boxing. People talk and don't think about it. So I hope there's contracts in place and insurance in place that if Fury misses that Wilder date, that Deontay Wilder is fully insured. Because that man has no business messing around the ring being WWE wrestling. I mean, he could have, but the thing is, well, check this out. Um, the other thing you got to think about as well is that if you ain't sure about your future, you take as much money as you can. You do money grabbing. That's basically there's a hell of a lot of money grabbing going on at the moment, and I don't blame Fury. But think this out a second. All the stops he made in his tour, when he made the comeback, going to all this, doing all this speaking tour. He went and did Fury went and did the whole speaking tour. Then the whole thing with the Wilder press conference and all that Wilder stuff. Then he's gone and done this. Now he's joined Top Rank, and he's milking the whole Top Rank situation now, fighting opponents that really are no threat whatsoever. And then now on top of all of that, he's now joining WWE. You see, and people say, "Well, how do you know all these things going to happen?" It's because you do your research. You see how things happen. Business-wise, it's a brilliant move. Brilliant move. If you didn't have a Deontay Wilder fight set up round the corner, so the powers that be, and Fury himself knows what's up. Fury's no fool. He may talk like a fool. He may act like a fool. He's no fool. He knows exactly what's going on, and he knows what he's got himself into. And then many people say he's trying to take a back door out into to wrestling. Yeah, I would take a back door into wrestling if I knew that my chin was allergic to someone's punching power and I was gonna have a rematch with him. Fury's not gonna get any better. What you see with Tyson Fury is it. That's his ceiling. He doesn't get any better. Whereas Wilder is constantly getting better. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Lewis Ortiz fight. Because if he goes out there and plasters Lewis Ortiz in a couple of rounds, yeah, yeah, we'll see what Tyson does. We'll see what Tyson does. We'll see what Tyson Fury does. We'll see. Ingram, was it you that mentioned Fury will take up WWE after? I said I did mention it. Of course, I mentioned it. Of course, I mentioned it because I see the guy's character. I see what the guy's about. Listen, it's predictable. It's predictable. Predictable. Just predictable. And Tommy Fury, he needs to knuckle down. If he's going to box, he needs to knuckle down and get into boxing. Yeah, of course, his chin's allergic to Wilder's punching power. You get hit by a guy and you fall down twice. And the second time, the allergic reaction made you, almost bring a pillow you to sleep. I mean, think the money's better for him, Ingram. Listen, it's better for his health to stay in WWE. I'm ending it as that. This is my final statement. It is better for Tyson Fury to stay in the WWE than for him to continue having a boxing career with Deontay Wilder. I've said it because it will not end well. All this clowning around and this messing around and these poor opponents and poor opposition are not sharpening your tools to be a better fighter. That's up to you now, and he's not improving. And when you're starting to have, you know, life and death of Otto Walling, you start to wonder, well, what's going on here? It's not even funny. This is serious stuff, and Fury fans need to really listen to what I'm saying here. If you want to listen to anything, listen to me now. It is best for Tyson Fury to be in the WWE and stay in the WWE and have no business dealing with Deontay Wilder. You heard it here. Because one right hand from Deontay Wilder and all the Gypsy King and the Dosser and all the stuff he's been clowning around over the years, that's when the chickens come home to roost. So you Fury fans, carry on. And when I say you Fury fans, I like Tyson Fury. But for entertainment purposes, he's fantastic in WWE. I don't find him an entertaining boxer. I never have found Fury an entertaining boxer. The opponents and what the opponents do make it entertaining, i.e., Steve Cunningham, Derek Chisora, Deontay Wilder. Now, if people could talk about when he beat Klitschko, you tell me in 10 years' time, are you going to go back and say, let's go and watch that? Let's watch that fight of how Tyson Fury dethroned Vladimir Klitschko. You're not going to do that. It's just not exciting. The fights that Fury's been excited in is because his opponents have done something to him, dropped him, hurt him, stunned him, rocked him. You know what I mean? The Otto Walling fight was exciting. Why? Because he was cut and he got buzzed in the 12th round. I mean, These things, while the fight exciting, why Wilder dropped him twice, was knocked him out in the 12th round, should have knocked him out in the 12th round. Steve Cunningham dropped him. This is what I'm talking about. This is what makes these fights interesting. Not so much Fury, because his skill does nullify a lot of people's work. But, like I said, when fist hits chin and Tyson Fury, there's always the possibility of the reaction, the allergic reaction. Klitschko never dropped him, and that's what made that fight so boring. You see, people don't think before they type. You've just clarified my point. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Klitschko. I wouldn't Fury Chisora 3. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised for a bit of Bob. But that's it. I think I said before I can't take Tyson Fury seriously. I think he's done great as an entertainer and as a showman. Great. But the world's best heavyweight, sorry, not for me. No, no, no. The most electrifying, most devastating, most must-watched fighter in world boxing today is Deontay Wilder. That's it. He don't make no excuses about when he can't knock a guy out, he's sick. Deontay Wilder is knocking guys out, and he's knocking them down even when he's sick. That's a cue to Golovkin fans. He's knocking guys out brutally. And people want to see boxing, and Deontay Wilder is the man that does that. You might not like his style, but he knocks people out. Look, Ortiz, Fury, what's the other guy? Brazil. All these guys have been in the top 10. All these guys have been in the top 10. And they all have been laid out. Top 10 heavyweights. Wilder hasn't fought anyone decent though. Oh my god. I'll pretend I didn't read that. Anyway, Fury and WD. He's a man of mystery. Evening Ingram. Hope all is well. Yes. Yes, indeed. He's had everyone on the canvas. Bar. I think he dropped Harriola as well, didn't he? He did drop Harriola as well. So yeah. He has fought anyone to note. Well, and anybody who talks that nonsense to me, I always turn around and said, so, okay, so who's your fighter? Who is your fighter? Name me a fighter that's more devastating than Tyson Fury, than Deontay Wilder today. Bebe, come on, I'm calling you out. Who's a more devastating fighter than Deontay Wilder in world boxing today? And he's knocking guys out clean. So if he hasn't fought anybody, good. He's knocked them all out. He's not struggling going to points for them. He's not coming up with excuses afterwards and saying he's sick. Okay? Or he's got a cold. Or he's sick 3 weeks beforehand. I won't be surprised if Conor McGregor storms the ring and calls Fury out. Teddy Atlas calls him the missile. Yeah. Heavyweight divisions have never been so wide open. Have to agree, Wilder is top dog as we stand after that amazing KO in May. Well, I told you it was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. I mean, you all don't listen again. Go back and look at my Dominic Brazil Deontay Wilder fight preview. I get fed up talking. I do get fed up talking. You got to start giving. You guys got to start giving me props. Yeah, yeah. I need to start getting more props. I have to call myself the boxing prophet. Right, let me get out of here. This is a little longer than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, Fury in Saudi Arabia against some wrestling dude. How are they going to script it? Are they going to script it that Fury loses? Because obviously, to me, it looks like Fury will win that fight and Brock Lesnar lose. And then after that, we'll have Fury versus Velasquez. And Velasquez will pull out and say, remember all that shit you were talking about me? Now we're going to fight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is for me when the jokes are over. As I said, Cain Velasquez can fight. Fury knows ref did gonna favour in the Wilder fight. Of course, those who know boxing know it. Right, I'm out of here. If you want to join me later, you can do. I will be doing my road to promotion with Queens Park Rangers Football Club. I'm out of here for now, and I will talk to you all later. Again, as always, don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, and share the videos. Much love to you all, and I'll see you soon.